behind centuries-old oak trees lies the national park on the island of Mariannenaue in the Rhine River. A unique nature reserve, it's not open to the general public. The island has its own vineyards, and the man in charge of them is Walter Bibo. Walter Bibo is director of the Schloss Reinhardtshausen Vineyard, which owns the island. It's a pretty unusual workplace.
I can take out the boat myself if I feel like going across in the evening. I can look at the vineyards and have time to myself and think about things in peace and quiet. I really enjoy going over there.
Mariannenaue is some 4 kilometers long by 400 meters wide. There are some 23 hectares of vineyards on the island which produce Riesling, Weissburgunder, Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay wines. The oldest grapevines are 30 years old. Before the harvest, the vines are thinned out for a better crop. The island's soil is ideal for wine, a mix of sand and clay. The climate is mild and the grapes ripen 1 or 2 weeks earlier than on the mainland. The vintners aren't alone on the island.
It's strange we haven't spotted any animals yet. Maybe because we're making a bit more noise than usual. Normally the island is very quiet. You hear the wind. There's no traffic noise. I think it's idyllic.
Mariannenaue is a haven for deer, wild boar, a number of bird species and gray geese. Doriano Pozzetta and Walter Bibo discuss the quality of grapes. Suddenly, they're joined by a local inhabitant. Later in autumn, the gray geese will arrive. They're especially partial to the grapes and keep the vintners on their toes.
First they go for the Pinot Blanc, then the Chardonnay and the Sauvignon Blanc and the Riesling. Riesling has high acidity and it's the kind of grape that ripens late. It forms its sugar later, and that's the wine they go for last of all. We take our cues from the geese, and just like them we start off with the Pinot Blanc, then the Chardonnay, the Sauvignon Blanc, and finally the Riesling.
The island of Mariannenaue belongs to the Schloss Reinhardtshausen Gardens. It was laid out by German wine and landscape gardening expert Rudolf Goethe. The old manor house now stands empty.
The special thing about the Mariannenaue is that it was planted as an extension to the castle garden by a relative of the famous author and poet Goethe. He drew up a plan for Mariannenaue for a castle park that was typical for the 18th century. It was also a kind of nature reserve. You can enjoy some great views from the river banks that were laid out here.
The island's extraordinary location, its soil and climate, give the white wines their special flavor. Only 50 groups of visitors a year are allowed onto the island to taste the wine on site.
After we've walked around the island, it's important to put theory into practice, and that includes tasting the wine.
Wine tasting on the island of Mariannenaue in the middle of the Rhine River. A unique experience.